As we head into April, it's lining up to be a potentially massive month for new Nintendo Switch releases, and in fact today I have 20 games for you all that have piqued my interest in this coming month. My name's Alex, so this is SwitchCorner. Let's get started. It's going to be a pretty quick fire video today given the amount of games, but if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing. We have this video monthly, deals twice a week, and then all other days that's going to be reviews or lists. The support's appreciated though, and it helps the channel a huge amount. Just be aware as well, of many of the trailers today, they won't necessarily be representative of the Switch builds. Road 96 Mile Zero is the prequel to the survival roguelike narrative adventure game Road 96. It follows Zoe, a returning character, as she experiences the events that inspire her desire to escape a corrupt country alongside a friend. She's from wealth and power, the friend not so much. Mile Zero will feature first-person adventure gameplay, which is kind of what we expect after the original, but now they've also mixed it with these musical segments. As a fan of the original, I'm excited about the upcoming release, but I do hope this is a little bit more stable at launch because that original game, it did suffer from frame rate issues. Excited for the soundtrack here too. The midnight they contributed the theme song. GrimGrimoire OnceMore, the remaster of a 2007 strategy RPG, and this is a day one buy for me. It's created by Vanillaware, the team behind classics like 13 Sentinels, and this game promises real-time tactical gameplay with updates to missions, visuals, and a story. The game, it follows an aspiring mage on their journey to a renowned academy, and the reviews this far, they are live right now. They've been mostly positive, making it a must-play for me, and I cannot deny, I just have a soft spot for their unique visual design that seems to be on full display here. Dungeons of Aether I didn't know about until compiling this list today, and that is why I enjoy doing them so much. As a huge fan of Rivals of Aether, a Smash clone with a dedicated audience and massive competitive scene, I'm excited to see these characters come to life in an RPG, and I cannot wait to see it. The world and the characters in Rivals, they just deserve this further development. This release, it switches up from a real-time action to turn-based dungeon crawling, and then it's introducing 4 new heroes and a story mode as well. If this is even remotely as good as Rivals, it could be one of the best games of the month. Batora Lost Haven has arrived on the Switch following a mostly positive reception on other platforms. Particularly curious about its performance on the Switch, as the game appears to be visually pretty demanding. As an isometric action RPG though, Batora Lost Haven promises basically a focus on narrative and player choice alongside its combat. Each interaction can basically lead to different outcomes, from solving puzzles to unlocking these different endings. Story-wise, we'll be playing as Avril, a character who has lost her family, and we're embarking on a journey to uncover ancient secrets. If the port work here is strong, this could be one to keep an eye on. Tron Identity, and I really don't know what to expect from this one. I do love the universe, so it's great to see it get some attention, which appears to coincide with the launch of the new roller coaster at Disney World here in the States. I also know there's rumors of a new movie, but that really is about it. The genre of Tron Identity though is unexpected. It's a visual and novel adventure that follows a detective investigating an attack in what is this unstable world. The game promises multiple endings, interrogations, and then puzzles. Really curious to see what it's all about though, and I'll definitely be checking it out. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened is a game that has been impacted by the war in Ukraine. Frogwares, the studio behind the game, is headquartered in Ukraine, and a large portion of their team is actually going to be based there as well. So some team members they've evacuated, I believe some actually volunteered, and then others they've taken shelter and worked as best as they could under the circumstances. Definitely eye-opening to see their Twitter page, where they occasionally post updates outside of the games themselves. I have always been a big fan of their work though, and it's great to see this game coming to the Switch on day one. The game itself is a remake of a series entry that combines the Sherlock Holmes and Lovecraft worlds, and I'm really looking forward to diving into it. I've never actually played it before. I'll be there day one though to support the team, and from their past efforts we can expect to hear an extremely strong port. The entries this far, they've been absolutely fantastic. Wildfrost is high up on my list of most anticipated games in April, a roguelike deck builder. I love the genre. Check out my top 10 list in the pinned comments. There's also a demo available for this one on the eShop if you do want to check it out first. A tactical experience. Here the sun has frozen over and we are on a journey of survival in the hopes of seeking out the Sun Temple and then banishing this frost. It offers the usual features of the genre, including a wide variety of cards, upgrade opportunities, and a map with choices surrounding direction. Alongside this, though, you can also build up a town that further enhances your deck. Mega Man Battle and Network Collection is the game I'm most excited for then in April. It's a series of tactical role-playing games set in the fantastic Mega Man universe. Now this bundle, it combines 10 games offering a lot of gameplay for the price, and if that seems overwhelming, do know the collection can be divided into 2 volumes if preferred. It's going to be 4 games in the first and then 6 in the second. Now as with Pokemon, there are actually 2 versions of each entry from the 3rd game onwards, but these differences, they are minor, such as the encounters you will face. Therefore, it's essentially 6 games in total, and the bundle then also includes a gallery of art and music, and online play is supported, which to me is the most exciting feature. As someone who has played a few of these games over the years, really excited to see them making a comeback, as honestly Mega Man just deserves way more attention. Minecraft Legends will no doubt be a big release in the month of April. It's been a series I've mostly kept away from myself. I just can't handle the distraction with how much is on offer, but this might be the game to kind of have me taking a look. An action strategy experience where we lead our allies into battle against the piglins, a corruption it seems that is taking over this world. It's probably obvious at this point I really know little about Minecraft, so I will leave it there, but let us know in the comments if you are excited for this spin-off. The Mageseeker A League of Legends story is an upcoming game I'm really excited for, especially after enjoying Ruined King recently. Just great to see them exploring this world in more depth through these narrative-led adventures. This one is developed by the creators of the excellent game Moonlighter, and the Mageseeker's an action RPG set in a world where magic is often forbidden. It's also then controlled by those in power. The story, we must free our land from tyranny, and the game promises magical combat and the ability then to recruit mages and lead a rebellion. Visually, the game looks stunning, much like their previous work, and I cannot wait to dive in. Disney Speedstorm is a game that I didn't think I would be excited about, but having seen the trailer, I do think it looks pretty good as a kind of combat-focused Mario Kart experience. However, I am a little concerned about the delivery method of this game. There are multiple editions, including a Founders Pack, Ultimate Edition, and Deluxe Edition, which suggests there will be many ways to spend money in this world. I also noticed Golden Pass credits and tokens, making it a total of 2 currencies this far. If the game proves to be popular, I do imagine that more characters will require players to spend cash. The same studio here, they created Asphalt 9, which had kind of a brick wall of demanding players to grind, so I do hope they handle Disney Speedstorm a little better, especially since it appeals to a younger audience. I will check it out though here on the channel and report back immediately. God of Rock may have an extremely generic name, but I cannot deny I'm a big fan of rhythm games, and the idea here of a rhythm fighter, it definitely appeals. The concept that God of Rock has revived the souls of the universe's greatest musicians so they can basically battle it out. These are 1v1 matches with a promise of 12 fighters to choose from, each with their own unique special moves. Really like the idea here as well that tracks kind of scale in difficulty till only one fighter is left standing. This game, realistically, it's gonna live and die by its music selection, and it seems it's gonna be over 40 original songs. There's no mention of licensed tracks, so I do hope there's a strong musical team behind it. It has online play too, but no mention of crossplay, so I'm really not sold on if it's gonna be all of that busy. DNF Duel is a spin-off from the Dungeon & Fighters series, and although I haven't played it before, it has received mostly positive reviews on other platforms. It was co-developed by Arc System Works, a studio known for creating some of the best fighting games out there, so this alone has my attention. You can check out my list of favourite fighters on the Switch as well in the pinned comment below. Expect here though to see 16 fighters, multiple modes including story, online and local play, and additionally then many have noted that the game is accommodating for both beginners and advanced players of the genre. Really excited to see how it stacks up though against other fighters out there. Tin Hearts is a game that I feel like I've been hearing about forever, so it's great to see that it's finally getting a release. However, I'm still not entirely convinced that it is going to be the game for me. While I like the visual concept here, the gameplay shown, it just hasn't really, I guess, hooked me. That said though, I have faith in the publisher Wired. They tend to have a good eye for games, and yeah, I'm really hoping here for something like Lemmings, as the concept does sound similar. You gotta guide a troop of toys through a world using a variety of gadgets. The game also offers then the ability to manipulate time, a story, and a team that is made up of previous members of Fable, so I'm definitely curious to see here how it all comes together. Coffee Talk Episode 2 then finally arrives, and if you enjoyed the original, then this will no doubt be worth a look. I was a big fan of its world, a combination of humans and fantastical creatures, and the idea was always really simple: to run a coffee shop and listen to the customers, but it was surprisingly effective as you made up these drinks and learnt about the locals, their high and low moments. Alongside drink making as well, we get latte art as well, and then a lo-fi atmosphere to ensure it's going to be a good one to relax to. The original really impressed me though, so I'm definitely excited to see this one. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp has been highly anticipated, with its release understandably delayed due to current world events and the war in Ukraine. Fortunately, Nintendo has finally announced a release date, and fans, they are hopeful that it will live up to expectations, and that includes myself. As a classic of the tactical or turn-based strategy genre, the game, it brings together remakes of the original campaign alongside Black Hole Rising. Players here can leverage multiple crew members, each with their own unique skills, and then utilize a variety of unit types while considering the terrain type to hand. I have high hopes for this game. I've already pre-ordered it, and I would love to see this now lead to new content if it can find its audience. Trinity Trigger is an action RPG that aims to provide a 90s style RPG feel with a fast-paced and customizable combat scheme. While the story seems to be a kind of typical save the world plot with a group of heroes, the game, it offers a unique twist with its weapons. Basically, players are accompanied by triggers, creatures that can be switched in and out and transformed into 8 different types of weapons. The game, it features a talented team behind it, including members of Secret of Mana, Octopath Traveler, and Xenoblade, so I think it's definitely worth paying attention to. Overall, basically, Trinity Trigger has a huge amount of potential. Strayed Alights is promising to be an atmospheric action-adventure game with a focus on exploration and fast-paced combat. We play a tiny lighter seeking transcendence in what is an otherworldly location. It seems we can expect here a character that will evolve with progression thanks to these new abilities. The gameplay trailers this far detail some huge enemies and locations, and for that reason I'd be waiting on reviews here. The game has a big focus on kind of these dark locations, smooth strategic combat, and a stunning lighting engine, all things that do require a solid port for the Switch. Frame rate drops here could be problematic basically, and we're also going to need some solid visual work as well. I just think overall this seems extremely demanding for the hardware. That said though, I do think the game looks stunning, and I really hope they can pull it off. Bramble, the Mountain King, then is our penultimate game of the video, and this has a huge amount of potential. A mature rated adventure game, it's giving me an air of Inside or Limbo if it packed designs that were somewhat similar to games like think The Last Guardian. A Nordic inspired game, we are out to rescue our little sister who was kidnapped by a troll. It's promising some gruesome encounters and a whole lot of danger, and yes, you can absolutely sign me up. Omega Strikers then is our final game of the video. This one's free to play, so I'll definitely be taking a look here on the channel. Curious to see though the longevity of the experience, but it's a free versus free self-described foot brawler. Gives me an air of Speedball and meets Windjammers, and it seems it packs single player as well from the description, but will no doubt be best online with friends as you play as one of 15 available strikers. It's promising the usual affair for free to play, seasonal updates and extra content of course, no doubt a huge amount of ways to spend some cash as well. I will give it a go personally though, see what it's all about, and I don't recognise the studio behind it either, Odyssey Interactive, so good luck to them on launch. And that's the video down, 20 new games to potentially be excited for in April, and that isn't all of them. Some other notable games include The Library of Babel, Process of Elimination, Castle of Shikigami 2, and Paparazzi, which I actually played on Xbox. It is a good time. I think a dog spin on Pokemon Snap. What will you be checking out this month though, and what has caught your attention today? Let us know in the comments below. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.